In this video, I'm talking all about chakras, baby. The chakras that we all love and know, and Moldavite. Moldavite, baby. Bringing that into play with chakras, we're going to be talking about healing, and mostly, is Moldavite really capable of opening your chakras? Are there only certain chakras that it targets? How does that work? Okay, so we're going to hop right into it. Number one, first thing I'm saying here, yes. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, I tend to ramble in the beginning and get to the main point at the end. Yes, Moldavite totally opens your chakras, but it might be in a different kind of way than you might be thinking. Does Moldavite, just keeping it, and do you just buy Moldavite and then you have it and that's all the work you got to do? You just have it and it opens your chakras for you? Is that how it works? Well, okay, maybe in a sense, but not exactly in the way you think. It's gonna take work. Now, here's the difference, okay? Having Moldavite on you and keeping it with you and working with it like the powerful tool vehicle that it is, it's gonna open those chakras, but it's not effortless. The Moldavite is going to make you feel this kind of compulsive need to do the things that you've been putting off. And so in that sense, yes, just having Moldavite is going to unlock and open some chakras that might be kind of having blockages in you right now, but it's not going to do it on its own. It's going to need you to do something with it. So you can't be ignoring this inner intuition that's growing inside of you and telling you and pushing you to do certain things and make certain changes, because you are the one who has to make those changes. You are the one who has to blend into the reality that you are seeing in your third eye. So, that being said, I'm going to hop right into it. What is the main chakra that it targets? Does it have the ability to target all of your chakras? Moldavite is definitely a tektite targeting the heart. It definitely is a heart stone. What do I mean by that? Everything you're ever going to need to know in life is inside of you. The secrets of the universe are inside of you. It's pretty cool that we live in this three-dimensional world where we get to reach out, touch, and learn new things, but is that real? Is that real powerful knowledge? You know, I'm just saying. It's all inside of us. And that's where Moldavite comes into play, is because it forces you to confront all these different shells and layers of yourself that you've built. It forces you to kind of be confronted with them and feel that discomfort, and slowly as you work with it, dissolve these layers and come closer to the realization of who you are. And that is powerful, and that is beautiful. So, that little tangent did just happen there. Apologies, I am completely winging this video. I'm just letting it happen because that's what feels right to me in this instance. That's kind of something else that Moldavite will do, is it kind of just, it's less of like winging it and more like you just are this moment and everything is happening the way that it's meant to, and that's just beautiful. So back to number two. Is it gonna only target this one heart chakra that everybody says it is? No, it's gonna target others. And what I've noticed with Moldavite is it seems to kind of flow its energy where you have those blockages in the first place. I'm going to throw out my own personal experience because it's the best way to get right into this. Firstly, I was drawn to wanting to confront issues in myself that were holding me back, like past relationships, for example, past relationships with people, maybe with substances that I was using incorrectly, like abusing, or changing my diet. Those were the first kinds of things that once I started working with Moldavite were happening for me. That's what I felt compelled to target. And that's what's so interesting, is once I made those changes, now all of a sudden I was drawn to information. I felt compulsed to watch videos about the pineal gland and opening the third eye, and I wasn't consciously thinking about, I need to do this, I need to do that. These were all just things that were naturally happening in my transformation. All of a sudden, Moldavite, using as the tool, it was making me feel compelled to learn more about the pineal gland and more about meditating and, like Kundalini energy and all this stuff. And so I'm not going to get into all that because that's going to be a different topic outside of Moldavite for later videos. But just kind of stemming from the Moldavite, once I had that kind of third eye opening, I was feeling like, okay, now my root chakra needs to be addressed. I felt way too much in the clouds. But again, this isn't an intellectualization in your head that, okay, it's time to target the root chakra. The way that Moldavite kind of works through you is you're just drawn to certain things. There's this door in front of you, and there's this inner voice that just says, this is the way, walk in it. And so you do, and now you're in this new room and environment, and you're learning all these things, but really you're dissolving things that you had learned and becoming more one with yourself. And that's pretty awesome. Like I said before, I'm falling back into how excited I am about Moldavite. I just love it. So here I am floating up in the clouds, having incredible bouts of insomnia, feeling way too stimulated, feeling so detached from this reality that I am, conscious in right now, and feeling like none of it mattered and I only care about this. And I was drawn to all this information about star seeds and light workers and different dimensions, and I'm seeing auras around people and feeling like I'm kind of tripping out basically every day and all night, and it's like I couldn't sleep. And then all of a sudden I kind of had this feeling of this waves of euphoria inside of me, and I did a meditation with my Moldavite, and I had been doing meditation many times before, but this was the first time that I did it with the Moldavite, and I felt this kind of intense energy in me that was kind of uncomfortable to manage. I've never felt anything like that before, and it was for a significant period of time. I kind of felt like I was going a little tweaky and nuts there. And so I'm doing this meditation with it, and I had no target or goal for the meditation, but I'm visualizing this energy inside of myself, and I can visually see, I'm with this entity that is Moldavite, which I've done another video about if you're interested in checking it out. To me, it feels like a different entity or separate intelligence that's with you. And so I'm doing this meditation, and I can feel and see this energy inside of me, and it's just flowing and flowing, and I'm feeling this pressure right here at the top of my head, and it's like it's trying to get out, but it couldn't. And all of a sudden I started working with the energy in my meditation, and I was able to push it to different places of my body, and ultimately towards the end of the meditation I was able to release it, and it almost felt like this kind of floating above me in this shell that just kind of came all around me, and it just became one with everything, and it was so electric and euphoric. And it was that energy that I'd been feeling inside, but all of a sudden I wasn't uncomfortable anymore. I wasn't only living in the clouds now. It's like I was finally able to release the energy in a way where it was still with me, but I was able to kind of, in a sense, let go and stop fixating. And now I believe that was my crown chakra. And I have no way to prove any of this, but I have a lot of videos on Moldavite, and I know that it's been my Moldavite that I'm working with that has helped me to get to this point, because I've been wanting to change and transform for a while now, and it wasn't until Moldavite came into my life that all of a sudden these things started really happening. I was able to step over these walls and barriers that have been there for like 7 years now, that I've been stuck in the same place. And all of a sudden, having had Moldavite for only like a month, and all these profound changes where my reality completely looked different. Everything looks different, is perceived differently, it feels different. All of those things were things that I had to work out in myself, but I don't believe that it would have happened as quickly, or maybe even at all in this lifetime, if I didn't incorporate Moldavite into my life. So, conclusion, yes, Moldavite does help clear your chakras, but not in the way you might imagine. It's not like taking a vitamin that is detoxing your body. It's more so like adding a new layer to your mind, in a sense, where you just are able to kind of see through this new kind of dimension of what you need to do. And so you do need to do other things. You don't just get Moldavite and that's it, but Moldavite will help you to see the other things that you need to do to clear those blockages, and it will kind of uncomfortably force you to. And that's something that's really cool about it. And it doesn't just target the heart chakra. I have felt it working with all of mine. And even once I might have a chakra fully opening and flowing that energy, sometimes, I mean, we do live in a three-dimensional reality where we don't have to, but we're making this choice maybe to be in society and deal with these certain kinds of things. And sometimes those things can bring my vibration down and might start adding more layers onto my ego and adding onto those blockages. And all of a sudden, my Moldavite will switch from working on my crown chakra to, oh crap, he's starting to get more blockages on the heart. And all of a sudden, I'm drawn back to those kinds of things again that help to make my heart chakra more full and just function. And it's really cool like that. It's like, it's all the intuition. That's what it is. Moldavite grows your intuition and therefore is transformational. And because your intuition is growing and you're accessing your higher self sees those chakras, knows that it's real, and it knows what to do to put you on the right path for you and your mission of why you came here in the first place. Thank you.